The episode begins with Jhanak getting emotional seeing Parasher and telling him that she missed him so much. Parasher tells her that he will book a room in Kolkata to stay beside her. Jhanak asks him to do that if he can because she has him only. She says for her only Parasher is her father, and she is fighting this case to prove Anirude is a liar, so Parasher should not feel bad. She tells him that she doesn't care about Anirude, and she wants Nutan to get justice. Parasher hugs her and tells her that he will stay as her father always. Rishi says he can arrange a place for Parasher to stay. Parasher says he is already indebted to Rishi, because this case reaching court was not possible without Rishi. Damu and Kanka come there with a few villagers. Jhanak asks Parasher why Kanka came there. She says Kanka does not like her and Nutan. Parasher asks her not to worry. The assistant takes Jhanak and Rishi inside. The magistrate tells Jhanak that he heard about what Anirude tried to do with Jhanak. Jhanak tells him that she is fighting to get justice for Nutan, and she is not interested in Anirude's wealth. That's why she is focusing on the DNA test case only. He asks his assistant to bring Anirude and his lawyer inside. The assistant informs the magistrate that Anirude and his lawyer have not arrived yet. The magistrate asks Jhanak whether her villagers have arrived. Jhanak nods at him. The magistrate tells Jhanak and Rishi to wait outside. The assistant brings Parasher inside. The magistrate asks Parasher about his and Nutan's relationship. Parasher reveals how he met Nutan for the first time with Aditi in the bus and how he took them to Similboni. He says only villagers can stay in Similboni, so he lied. Nutan is his wife. The magistrate asks what Parasher's occupation was. Parasher lies. He was doing farming. He reveals Anirude came to Similboni after 5 years for a project and met Nutan. He says Anirude stayed in the lodge of Similboni for a few days. Then Anirude left with Aditi after a few days. And Aditi is Anirude and Arshi's daughter. The magistrate asks what happened. Next, Parasher says Anirude returned to Similboni again. Anirude comes there and apologizes to the magistrate for coming late. The magistrate tells Anirude to wait outside. He says it seems like Anirude doesn't give importance to family court. Anirude apologized to the magistrate. Anirude's lawyer asks the magistrate to let them stay there. The magistrate asks Jhanak's lawyer to call Jhanak and others inside. Jhanak and Rishi come inside with villagers. The magistrate asks Parasher to continue. Parasher says Anirude married Nutan, saying he got divorced from Arshi. He shows marriage photos as evidence. The magistrate says he will accept Nutan's letter also as evidence. On the other side, Aditi recalls how Jhanak demanded a DNA test. Anjana comes there and asks Aditi to eat. Aditi says Anirude is doing wrongdoings because of Jhanak, and Anirude went to court for the DNA test case unwillingly. She asks why Nutan lied before dying. Anjana says Nutan never lies, and she doesn't think Nutan lied. Aditi asks whether Anjana is saying Jhanak is Anirude and Nutan's daughter. Anjana tries to change the topic. Aditi says she can't eat and leaves from there. Meanwhile, Pyle tells Tanushree and Abhimanyu that society is mocking them. She says they are saying Rishi is misusing his power. Neelu says Jhanak ruined everything. Puthul asks Neelu to stop it. Neelu says she is telling the truth. And Aditi got separated from Rishi because of Jhanak. She adds Rishi becomes like Puthul's husband, Arvind. Puthul asks Neelu not to compare Rishi with Arvind. She says Rishi is just helping Jhanak. Pyle says they are seeing something else. Deep dive into your PlayStation. Stats today. Platform. Completion N. 11,411. Learn more. Neelu asks Tanushree to tell everyone what happened on Christmas night. Abhimanyu asks Tanushree what happened on Christmas night. Tanushree remains silent. Neelu reveals what Tanushree saw on Christmas night. Abhimanyu asks Tanushree why she did not tell him about it earlier. Tanushree says she did not want others to see Rishi in the wrong way. Abhimanyu scolds Tanushree for protecting Rishi. Puthul says Jhanak is not like that. Neelu says Jhanak made their house a circus, and she won't tolerate Jhanak in their house. Tanushree says she is on Aditi's side. Puthul says she is on Truth's side. Abhimanyu says Rishi has to choose one in between Jhanak and Aditi. Aditi tells Arshi that Anirude's phone is switched off. She asks what if Jhanak is really Anirude's daughter, and this truth will snatch everything from her. Arshi asks Aditi to calm down. She assures Aditi that everything will be fine, and the test result won't be positive. Aditi asks whether Arshi is not scared. Arshi says, Jhanak is nothing, and only Aditi is the daughter of this house. She hugs Aditi. The episode begins with Jhanak showing the DNA test report to Rishi. Anirude thinks Parasher was right and Jhanak is his and Nutan's daughter. And he misunderstood Nutan too. He wonders whether he will get forgiveness ever. He looks at Jhanak and thinks he wants to accept her and apologize to her. He goes to Aditi and Arshi. Aditi asks Anirude about the report of the DNA test. Anirude gives the DNA test report to her. Aditi gets shocked seeing the report. Arshi also sees it and gets shocked. She tells Anirude that he lied to them till now, and Anirude betrayed them. Anirude shook his head. He says he did not know all this. Aditi tells Anirude that Jhanak is also his daughter. She cries. Anirude says he knows no one will believe him, but he did not know about it. He tells Aditi that he really thought Nutan cheated on him. Arshi told him that he cheated on her. And what will happen with her and Aditi now? Aditi asks how she can face anyone now. Anirude says he can't do anything, and this is the truth. Arshi asks him whether he will give his half of wealth to Jhanak. Anirude says it has been proved Jhanak is his daughter. Aditi asks what wrong she did and why she is getting punished like this. Arshi says Anirude ruined her and Aditi's lives. Anirude tells them he gave them everything that he could give, and Jhanak lived alone without a father all these years. He says he even tried to kill Jhanak. Arshi tells Aditi that today Jhanak won. Anirude says Jhanak did right by fighting for her rights. He reveals he wants to apologize to Jhanak, and he will give everything that Jhanak deserves from his wealth. Arshi asks him whether he wants to make Jhanak his legal heir. Anirude says Jhanak is his daughter legally. Aditi asks him to give everything to Jhanak, but just say he is not Janak's father. Anirude tells her that it has been proved Jhanak is his daughter, but the truth is he loves his elder daughter, Aditi, the most. They reach home. Meanwhile, Rishi gets happy seeing the DNA test report. He hugs Jhanak and tells her that she won. He says Jhanak should tell the whole world. Anirude is her father. Jhanak says Nutan should have been alive today to see this. She tells him that she is really happy today. Rishi tells her that the press conference is ready. Jhanak asks him what the need of it is. Rishi says Nutan was named as characterless, so this press conference is a must. And Jhanak faced insults too. Jhanak agrees to a press conference. She leaves from there with Rishi. After some time, Aditi tells Anirude that everyone will say he tried to kill his daughter twice. And how can Anirude say he has no idea that Jhanak is his daughter? Anirude asks her to listen to him. Aditi tells him to accept that he knew Jhanak is his daughter. She says Anirude was involved with Nutan, who did her upbringing for 5 years, and she is ashamed of Anirude. Anirude tells her that he is not a bad person. He accepts he took bad decisions due to insecurities. He tells her that he is her father. Aditi tells him that he is Janak's father too. Anirude says he is heartbroken. He accepts he did wrong with Nutan, Jhanak, and Parasher, and he is not the devil. Aditi cries. Arshi tells Anirude that he doesn't deserve to be Aditi's father. She says she asked Anirude many times, but he kept lying to her. Aditi says she doesn't want to live there. Anirude asks her to not leave him. He says he has only Arshi and Aditi now. Arshi tells him that he broke their family. She says they won't forgive Anirude. She asks Aditi not to leave her, and Aditi need not sacrifice her wealth Aditi says she doesn't want wealth, but peace. Anirude tells her that he will try to change, but she should not leave him. Arshi tells Anirude that he deserves to be alone. She asks him whom he will choose between Aditi and Jhanak. She says she won't spare him if he chooses Jhanak then. She goes inside. Aditi tells Anirude that he was her hero, and she doesn't know how she will live now. She goes inside. In Rishi's house, Rishi tells Jhanak that the press is ready. Jhanak tells press reporters that the truth has been out, which is that Anirude is her father. She says she won't accept Anirude as her father, and she doesn't need anything from Anirude. A press reporter asks whether Aditi left Rishi due to Rishi and Janak's relationship. Rishi tells her to ask that to Aditi. The media reporter asks whether Rishi and Aditi are going to divorce. Rishi says that's his personal matter. Databai asks media reporters to publish the truth only. Media reporters say they will publish news after hearing both sides. Anirude comes there. Everyone notices Anirude. The episode ends.